If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you probably know that we have a series of videos on emotional functioning. And one of the more important videos in that series, I think, is on shame and guilt. Now, I explained in that video that shame's job is to tell our brains that we failed to meet somebody's expectations in other words, we caused pain in someone. And guilt's job is to tell us that we got to go make it right. Now, we have these because we need to restore relationships in order to live in community. Now, we're designed to be tribal beings, and that doesn't mean tribalism necessarily, but we hang together and we share resources so that we can survive the climate, the predator attacks, and so forth. Shame and guilt are really important because if we fail to meet somebody's expectations, we don't want to lose that relationship because we ourselves might get cast out from the tribe and then we risk death. Here's what I failed to mention in that last video because at the time I didn't really know it and I wasn't aware of it, but several months later I did become aware of it. Social media has wrecked our ability to respond adequately to shame and guilt. Now, if you think about the design of shame and guilt, one is to say that we failed to meet expectations, the other says to go make it right. What happens on social media is if I post something and some anonymous person or even somebody I do know says, I don't like your post and clicks a thumbs down or whatever, or they make a nasty comment, my shame response in my brain, which is the same shame response that we have had for 40,000 years or so, tells me that I failed to meet the tribe's expectations. In other words, that person that I don't even know on social media, I have let them down. My guilt sensors go off and go, oh no, I must apologize. Except maybe I can't because I don't even know who they are. Now, this happens in mob mentality too. If you post something or you see some celebrity or a politician or a corporate leader make a statement about something, and then the mob comes and attacks them and says, no, we don't like your policy. That person often capitulates to the mob, the people they don't even know, the people who really aren't even in their tribe, and makes apologies, they backpedal, they make excuses, they go through re-education, whatever they do, to attempt to appease the people that they think they've let down. And here's the mistake that we're making in that, and middle schoolers and high schoolers make it all the time. They make the mistake of thinking that everybody is in their tribe. Not everybody on social media is in your tribe. In fact, not everybody in your town is, not even everybody in your neighborhood. Our tribes are designed to be very, very small, dozens probably, or scores maybe, but definitely not hundreds, hundreds of thousands, millions. And that's exactly what the social media environment is. The milieu of social media represents that everybody we'll ever interact with is a part of our tribe. So if we let someone down, we have failed the tribe. No, we haven't. And I encourage you to set good boundaries. One other emotion that I discuss in the series is called contempt. Contempt is often looked at as a negative, nasty emotion that we don't want to exercise, but contempt is very useful for boundary setting. If I can look at you making nasty comments to me online and I don't even know you, I can just say mute or block. That's contempt. I'm contemptuously setting a healthy boundary for myself so that you don't keep antagonizing me and I don't get on the shame guilt treadmill that I talked about in the last video. If you like this, please subscribe, please share it around with your friends. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back and watch the emotional functioning series and watch that shame guilt video. I think it'll be very powerful for what you're going through in life, and it'll teach you how to respond better to the environment when people come and tell you that you've let them down and maybe you don't even know who they are. On behalf of the Zephyr Wellness family, I wish you all great mental wellness.